Chris Velasquez, what's cooking, man? How you doing, brother? Kenneth, what's going on, man? How are you, bro? What you guys up to tonight? Smells like barbecue. Man, it smells like sausage. Oh, man. I just got done making some sausage. 25 pounds of sausage. And I got to tell you, it's a lot of work. So I wanted to come on and chat. I was running a little late with my sausage making. I said, I'll make it. I'll just go on about 7:15 or so. And finished up and put the sausages in the fridge. And, decided to come on kind of last minute, if you will. Skinner Farms, what's going on, man? How are you? Ori Rogers, Morning Wood. Sean Hooks, good evening. I don't know about King. I'm a peasant. Yeah, I'm a peasant in the barbecue YouTube world. You seen some of these subscribers these people have? It's crazy. Carol Long, how are you? Chris, ¿qué pasó? Representing from San Antonio. Welcome, man. Stu H, how are you, man? That's what she said. Mark Grant, we got Isaac in the house. Josh and Babe. Man, the newlyweds. How are you guys? Man, congratulations. I feel so happy for you guys. You have no idea. I don't even know you guys, and I'm happy for you. I think that you guys, Josh and Babe, I don't know who's watching, but hopefully both of you guys are. But, every time you guys went live or whatever, you guys put out a video, I would, always comment, when are you guys going to marry or get married? Or, Josh, when are you going to marry this girl? And it looked like it finally happened. So congratulations, man. I'm so happy for you guys. You guys are made for each other. Like, no doubt. Oh, man, that's funny. My cousin just became a police constable in El Paso after returning from El Paso. Oh, nice. Oh, after retiring. Nice, man. The ring fund is now moved to the honeymoon fund. Oh, I hear you, man. We should have a virtual, not a virtual bachelor and bachelorette party, but a virtual party for you guys to raise money to get stuff. Since we can't hang out or anything, might as well do some kind of virtual newlywed party or something. Yeah, definitely. Congratulations. Yeah, so I want to talk about the sausage making. And some of my experiences with that. Number one, it's a lot of work. Okay. It's a lot of work. It's not a lot of work if you're not recording a video, but I was recording a video, so you got to stop and, kind of say where you're at in the process and show what you're doing. So that makes it time consuming. It's already time consuming to make sausage. But making a video on it is just that much more time consuming. This is my first time. So, like everything that we do in life, the first time it takes us forever. The second time, you can knock it out faster, and before you know it, you're a pro, right? So when we will go live soon. Yeah, that's a great idea. TJ, what's going on? Ori Rogers, Precinct 2. Very nice. Maybe a taco honeymoon fundraiser. Yeah, my last video, the tacos, man, those things were savage, guys. Those freaking tacos, man. It's crazy. You know what I did is I so the leftover, I got a ton of leftover brisket barbacoa. So, I vacuum seal it and freeze it. And my freezer, the top shelf is just full of cooked food, man. So I got to get rid of some of this stuff. neighbors, friends, family. I'm going to stock them up because it's just a lot of food and we're not ever going to get to it. But I made some machaca. I don't know if you guys know what machaca is. Machaca is pretty much shredded beef with, jalapenos, tomato, onion, and egg. And, you can eat it like in a burrito or eat it by itself with some beans or something. But it's a breakfast item, and man, it was savage. It was really good. So I highly recommend that. Man, that video was no joke. It was insane. I couldn't believe how good it tasted. I mean, I knew it was going to taste good, but I didn't think it was going to taste that freaking good. Those tacos were savage, man. If you guys haven't caught that video, check it out. Sausage giveaway contest. Yeah. Yeah, man. Josh and Dave, that would be awesome, man, if you guys were to go live. Because again, I mean, obviously, I don't know you guys, but, we can't hang out or anything, but I'd love to, give you guys something to maybe an Amazon card to buy whatever it is that you want. I love you guys, man. You guys are awesome. send me your address or come by tomorrow, man, because I got to unload some of this barbecue. So I made 25 pounds, yielded 95 sausages, okay? So that is a lot of sausage, man. I got to tell you, all the twisting and the most difficult part was when you're putting the casing on the tube, just opening the casing, trying to find the end of the casing. That is the most difficult part because, excuse me, it's like threading a needle. You've got this, they're hog intestines, right? Hog casings. So they're small, like a number 2 pencil, maybe even smaller. So you got to get the tip and then you got to open it and stick your fingers in there and put some water in there and then put it on your stuffing tube. That to me was the most difficult part. As well as figuring out the spice mixture, that was some work. But I made a patty with a sausage that I made, and just to check the seasoning, and I added more pepper. But the salt content and the flavor was amazing, man. I've got to record the rest of my video tomorrow. I'm going to smoke some of those sausages, but man, it's 95 sausages. I've got to sell some sausage. So I think I have a picture. I had my daughter take a picture. I'll show you the, let me see here. See if you guys can see it. Yeah. Check out Smoking Joe, the sausage boy. Let it come into focus there. There he is. Look at that. That was one batch. That was like 40. No, that one was like 50 some odd sausages right there. And I made 2 trays. So it's pretty crazy. You got a Camp Chef grill, the Sportsman Warehouse Edition. Very nice, man. Congratulations, Ori. Did you already cook something on it, or you just got it? Yeah, man, we truly are, and you guys are too, Josh and Dave. Stephen and Jackman, how are you, man? Good evening. Like Toronto, like Canada? Rick, what's going on, man? How are you, bro? Let me see. William, save the sausage and throw a few on for snacking every time you smoke. That's a good idea. But that's a lot of sausage. I made you'll have to see the video. I made 2 different batches. I kind of made an audible halfway through with the about half of the sausage mixture, and I added some green chili, some hatch green chili, the triple X, which is really really hot. So that's going to be really good. I can't wait for that. I didn't make a patty with that one, but that's gonna be really good. So, but the green chili, I mean, it's noticeable. It's gonna have a bite to it. So again, I got to film the rest of my video tomorrow. I'm going to be smoking some of those sausages. I'm just going to let them sit in my fridge and let that pellicle kind of build on the outside, and I'll be smoking them. Do I like the Rectech? I've never smoked on the Rectech, Jay. But I looked into it. That's one of the smokers that I looked into when I first got into smoking barbecue. And I like the design. I like the horns. I think the horns on the lid are cool. But I've heard it's a decent pellet smoker. I haven't heard. I mean, I'm sure there's going to be negative things that are said about that smoker, like there is everything out there in the world. People always have something negative to say about something. So I'm sure it's got its ups and downs. I mean, I would do the research. If you're looking at getting one, do some research and look at the reviews on it. But again, I've seen videos with it. Not a whole lot of people on YouTube are making videos on the Rectech. There's a lot of, there's a few Yoder smokers out there. There's a lot of, not even a whole lot of pit bosses anymore. There's a few other brands that are hitting the market that, people are smoking with. But I'm sure they're all pretty good. Hey, what are you doing? Get down, Ranger. Ranger. He was in my kitchen licking the floor, probably licking some of the pieces that fell on the floor, some of the sausage. So did you get your chili for the year? Yes, I got 2 batches, Carlos. I've got the Triple X, which is really hot, and then I've got some long green chili, which can be pretty hot. Not as hot as a Triple X, but it's good stuff. Who won the contest? Yeah, the gentleman that won the contest was out of California. Mike Molinau or something like that is his name. Mike Molinau. Mike. The guy out of California. Let me tell you what his name is. Mike Molinau, I think it is. Yeah, Mike Molinau out of California. Shipped him that stuff the next Monday. Yeah, and I think he got everything. He was only waiting for the knife, I think, but everything else he had already received. Lucky man, that's for sure. Morning Wood, lots of Green Mountain smokers lately. Yeah, a couple of years ago when I went to a competition in what the heck is that noise? Huh. Sounds like water's falling or something. So I went to Lubbock, and Green Mountain Grills had a big old setup there, and that's when I started to see a bunch of Green Mountain Grills. And they're a decent smoker. It's an entry level smoker, I think, in my honest opinion. But you got to start somewhere, right? People got to start somewhere. But I think it is an entry level smoker, like your pit bosses and stuff like that. It's not something that's going to last you a lifetime, I don't think. Not like a Yoder will, just because of the construction of it. I think eventually it will start to fall apart. Yeah, the paint on the Yoder, it comes off. But with the paint on my big Frontiersman, it starts to crack and peel and fade, and you got to touch up those spots, But that smoker's never going to rust through or fall apart, so that's for sure. Stephanie William just smoked a brisket. I smoked some chicken wings on the Vortex. Nice. That Vortex, I got to tell you, that's pretty good. Team Green Mountain Grill. Rick, do you have a Green Mountain Grill? You had a pit boss, I believe, and you had some problems with it right out of the gate, right? So Mr. Kerry K, thank you very much for that $5 super chat. Let's pull up your question here. So I have a 1/2 inch by 52 by 24-inch smoker. Creates great bark, smoke ring and all, but I'm getting no smoke flavor. Is your wood too dry? No. Is it a traditional Offset, or is it a reverse flow smoker, or is it a vertical smoker, or is it kind of horizontal? 52 by 24. That's a good size. I'm gonna assume that that's a vertical smoker or a horizontal smoker. I'm sorry, but you never know, right? You had a pit boss, okay. I've been checking out the Lone Star Grill's pellet grill. Very nice. I didn't know they had a pellet option. Anderson Smoke Show. What's going on, Andrew? It's a traditional offset. You're not getting. What kind of wood are you using? Mad Wood Barbecue. How are you, man? Steve Thompson. Yeah, you hate your pit boss. Totally unreliable. You know, if you recently bought it, return it, man. And you know the thing is that um, I think I've mentioned this before in my chats and videos. To I'm the kind of guy that likes to buy things one time and not have to buy, um, you know, something that's not as good quality because maybe it's an impulse thing or whatever. I would save up my money and get something that's going to last me a lifetime, rather than spending. I don't know what these inexpensive smokers cost, like the Green Mountain or the Pit Boss and stuff, but two, three, $400, whatever that is. I mean, it's not cheap. I would save up my money and buy something nice once. Just buy it once. I wasn't always like this. I mean, obviously, none of us are, because obviously we don't. You find your place in life, and obviously, I'm 47 years old, so I'm a little older. When you get once you get with age comes wisdom too. Okay, so you learn to buy things once, so that you're not having to buy an entry level smoker and then buying a really good smoker, because you just kind of threw that money in the trash, if you will, and you'll never recover that. It's kind of like renting a home. I think renting a home is a waste of money. You're paying just as much, if not more, to rent that house. It's better. You'd be better off trying to buy a house. Yeah, and I know credit pays a big part of that, but there's things you can do to repair your credit. Okay, so sorry, I went on a rant there. I just bought a moisture meter for firewood. What moisture level is considered well seasoned wood? Um, I don't know. I don't know the answer to that question, to be honest with you. Um, you don't want. I know that you don't want it too green and you don't want it too dry, but I don't know. Maybe 15 to 20% moisture. I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. I've never really looked at that. Looking swanky. What's going on, Russell? Um, so I don't know if somebody knows the answer to that. I mean, I'm sure you can Google that, and find out what the correct moisture for wood is. Maybe 15. I don't know. 15% moisture. I think sounds about right. 10 to 20. Yeah. The Camp Chef had been good so far. Done chicken, ribs, steak, burgers, and last thing I made was pizza. Very nice, man. Again, those things. I mean, they cook nice. I mean, I've seen a lot of cooks with different, some of those inexpensive smokers. There's nothing wrong with the food that comes out of it. I think it's just the, is it really going to last you a lifetime? I don't think it is. Let me see. So Chingon Barbecue says 10 to 20%. So that's about right. To me, that sounds about right. Drinking Tecate, the original, or like some of my friends say, Tecate. It's a Tecate. It's a good, just kind of kickback beer. Armando Ramos, what's going on, man? How are you? Yeah, so that sausage making, man, it's no joke. Um, it's work. It is a lot of work, but I got to tell you, the end results. I mean, we'll find out tomorrow, right? But I'm really happy with the appearance of the sausage. Um, I did have a couple of blowouts. That's when you fill up the casing too much and it just pops on you. And I was stuffing the sausage and twisting as I went, but I found it way easier to stuff the entire link. But it's a different process. You kind of have to leave the casing not too full. You got to give some room because you're going to twist, so that tightens it. And it's really nice because if it's too loose, you can just keep twisting it, and it tightens up on you. But I found it easier to just make an entire link and then twist afterwards. But I did have a couple of blowouts. I was testing the blowout capacity of those casings. To be honest with you, I was thinking, well, let me see how fat I could make a sausage, and I made some fat ones. Almost like a kielbasa. The ones you buy at the store. But then I would pop them. So I quit doing that. So I was just kind of going medium on them. So my opinion on propane smokers. Nothing wrong with them. I mean, the thing about, and everybody's going to have a different palate for smoked food. Okay, so if you don't like that heavy smoke, I think that those propane smokers are perfect for that person. There's people that say, man, that's too smoky. That is way too smoky. Well, for that person, the propane smoker is the way to go because you can control the amount of. I think they burn these little kind of pucks of pressed wood. You can control that. So those people that are maybe sensitive to the wood flavor, I don't know who is, but there's some people out there. Propane smoker I think is the thing for them. So good question, Stu. Mr. Carey, so I had an old country over under, and it could taste like smoke very well. I used hickory. Would it make a difference to switch back to hickory from pecan? Can a pit draw too well? Yes, it can. So you want a thin blue smoke, okay? And that's the trick with, to me, running an offset smoker is really easy. But the trick to it is finding the ideal flow, because if I leave my intake open on the smoker box, the firebox, if I leave that all the way open and I leave my stack halfway open, it's going to burn through the wood a lot faster because it's really flowing air. So that might be your problem. I don't know how big your stack is, but my big frontiersman, I keep the exhaust halfway open, and my intake I keep it. It depends. When I start to smoke and it's my firebox is empty, I have it about a quarter of the way open. But as the cook is going and I'm burning more wood, it builds up some ash at the bottom of my firebox, right beneath the splits of wood. It starts to build up ash there. Okay, so it sits on a big grate, and the bottom of that grate starts to fill up with ash. Well, as that fills up with ash, I have less airflow. So if I'm smoking an 8-hour brisket, about the 4-hour mark, I've got to open my intake to that halfway point to allow more air to come in because the ash is restricting the airflow. And if you're restricted, you don't have enough air, you're going to be puffing out smoke like crazy. And you should not need more than one split in your firebox at a time. If you want a heavier smoke, you can put 2 good sized splits, but again, you have to monitor that airflow and get a good, nice thin blue smoke. If you want it heavy, you can go a little bit thicker, but you got to be careful because your food can get bitter on you really quick. Okay, so that might be your problem. I used oak, and I think the next flavor down, I think it's going to be tied between hickory and pecan. I think hickory has a little bit of a stronger flavor. I've never smoked with pecan, but my buddy just started selling it, so I'm going to buy a quart of pecan from him. I'm almost done with my post oak, but I am switching to pecan just to give it a shot, just to try it. Mesquite by far is, if you're that hardcore and you want more smoke flavor, try mesquite. Rick, entry level or not, you should make your own investment based on customer service, especially on the pellet cooker when it's going to eventually break down. It is. Um, yeah, I mean, but again, entry level is entry level. No matter what you look, how you look at it. An entry level smoker is an entry level smoker. You cannot, you know, lipstick on a pig. It's still a pig, right? You guys have heard that saying. And there's quality in everything. Okay, there's quality in the cars, quality in the homes that we buy, quality in the cameras that we use. Everything in life, there's different levels of quality. The entry level stuff, the stuff that doesn't cost you a whole lot, isn't going to last you as long as some of the more expensive stuff. Now, there are some things out there that are very inexpensive that are going to last you a long time. An example, I've got these lights that I use for my videos, these LED lights. I think I paid $75 for both of them, these umbrella lights, and I've had them for about a year and a half, and they're still working. They're not $500 lights, but they're still working. The bulbs are still working. I've never had any issues. But you can buy a Kia Forte and you can buy a Chevy Impala. Both of them might have problems, but I got to tell you, the Chevy Impala or Malibu or whatever is going to outlast that Kia Forte 10 times over. Okay, because there is a quality difference. And it doesn't matter what it is: a smoker, shoes, whatever. So, Marcel, what's going on? How are you? Doing your first comp. Let me pull up your question. Doing the first comp this weekend since March. Wow. On 2 new drums, IBCA opened up again. Wow, I didn't know that. I cooked chicken on a Weber kettle over the grill grate. I've been seeing people win, flipping their bird. Yeah, Armando, I've seen that too. I got into competing, and I could have pursued it and been pretty successful with it. But I got a very demanding job, and I can't be taken off Thursdays and Fridays like a lot of these guys do. They're on the road. I just can't do that. So I decided to focus more on YouTube, and I'd love to compete. But I've seen that. I've seen that where people are putting, especially in IBCA. I don't think that would fly in KCBS. To have your thighs kind of with grill marks on it. But somebody started that trend. I don't know who it was, but I think that IBCA. I don't think that their judges are trained. In fact, I know that they're not trained. They just get people off of the street. And if you get a guy off the street that likes barbecue and you feed him some of that chicken with those sear marks on it, number one, it's appealing to the eye. He's going to give you a high score for appearance. It's going to taste good because the little char pieces are going to be on there. So, I did see it. I haven't seen it here recently, but I did see it a couple of times a while back. So, but good luck, man. Pecan is pretty cheap in Las Cruces. It is. I don't know where my buddy's getting it from, but he's got a bunch. If you're from El Paso, you need some pecan wood, let me know, man. I'll hook you up with my buddy Joey. Traeger Timberline works for you. Yeah, nothing wrong with that Traeger. Again, there's different strokes for different folks, and just don't go too cheap because it's not going to last you. You're a Rectech guy. Very nice. I had a steak that came off of a Traeger, and it was some ribeye steaks. And this guy, a buddy of mine that lived in Albuquerque, he smoked them. I think he smoked them the entire way through. That is by far the best ribeye I've ever had, and it was smoked on a Traeger smoker. Yeah, there's a lot of truth to that too, Rick. And I gave that analogy of the Kia Forte because when that Kia Forte came out, I got it from my wife because she was driving to the west side of town, and that car got like 40 something miles per gallon, and that freaking car was a piece of junk, man. And I felt so bad for my wife that she was driving that cheap car, but it was good on gas mileage. But man, if that thing was ever in an accident, we ended up getting rid of it. I ended up getting her a Honda Accord, but that was the cheapest car I think it's the cheapest car I ever made. And things like that, again, they're not going to last you, man. It's just, they won't. You can try to take care of it, like you said, Rick, but some things just don't last, man. Julie. Okay, Terry. You're late. Damn, no, you're not late. I've been on for 30 minutes. uh, Dad, I'm hungry. Can I get some dinner, please? Who's that? I don't think that's. I don't know who Clickster is. That's hilarious. Brian, how are you, man? Nothing wrong with going cheap if you're starting out. Very true. You may decide it's not for you, or you may like it and go farther. Yeah, there's a lot of truth to that. But look at the Weber kettle. I mean, that's probably it's not the. I mean, it's not the cheapest charcoal grill out there, but it's that enamel coating that they use, and it's just a good quality. You can buy a $25 charcoal grill, but the Weber's probably top of the line when it comes to charcoal grills out there. M&M Smokers, what's going on, man? How are you? Really? You've hooked it up to a stick burner. Very nice. Yeah, that's what I was just mentioning, Carlos. The Webers are pretty cheap. I mean, you can buy the Weber kettle, the 22 inch for what, 150, 160 bucks, something like that. But buy what you can afford. Buy what you can afford. That's what I want to say. And if you've got money and you can afford it, buy the best. You'll be happier. Is it, Marty? Man, that was really good. My backyard is a freaking mess right now. I'm having some work done to my backyard, and my smokers are covered with the exception of Pepe, my big frontiersman. Everything else is covered. My flat top, my 640, my kettle, my Blackstone griddle. Everything's covered in the backyard, but everything but Pepe. And there's dirt everywhere, all over my back porch or patio. And they're supposed to come and remove all that dirt and cover up the holes tomorrow or Friday. So I can't wait for that. Yeah, but that fireball pineapple, man. You know what? The longer you leave it, but you got to be careful because I think that the pineapple will dissolve with time. Um, but man, take it as far as it'll go before it starts falling apart, and then smoke it. Man, that stuff is delicious. Um, Paul Bush, good evening. Love your videos. Thanks for sharing them with us. I left a question for you on your crispy half chicken video. Seriously, looking forward to making this weekend. Okay, I'll look at that. Again, I've got a lot of comments that I got to go back and answer. So when I was featured as the creator on the rise with YouTube, that's kind of there's good and bad with that. And I'll tell you the good was obviously I got a ton of subscribers, but I got subscribers that really aren't into barbecue. So they were watching videos, and in that time when I was at the creator on the rise, I got more thumbs down because it was people that aren't into barbecue, whatever. I got more thumbs down in that short period, those 5 days or whatever it was, than any other video I've ever made in my life. And I'm like, holy cow! Now thumbs down really don't bother me, but that's just one negative thing about it. The other thing is that people, because they see you as creator on the rise, they immediately subscribe to your channel. And you start getting a lot of spam. The spam bots are out there, man. And some of the comments, I had to delete a bunch of comments, people subscribing. I had to ban them from my channel because it's pornography related stuff. And I had to remove a ton of people from my subscribers. And my subscriber count has been going up and it's been going down. So I can gain 300 subscribers a day and lose 400. But a lot of those is because the reason, and I was talking to Alton from Dogfather Barbecue. A lot of that is because um, people subscribe to your channel that really weren't into barbecue. So they're unsubscribing or whatever, and you get a lot of spam, and a lot of it has to do with that too. So to give you an example, a couple of days ago, I was at 27,000 subscribers. I'm at 26,694, so I've lost some subscribers. But it's not my usual subscribers like you guys that are watching now. It's people that again subscribe just because they saw that, oh, this guy's a creator on the rise, let me check him out or whatever. But it's kind of, I mean, I'm glad it happened, but I would have gotten to this point anyway. I was right at 20,000 subscribers, I think, when this happened. So didn't really help a whole lot. Got a lot of view time on my videos. That's a positive thing. But I got a lot of unwanted subscribers, if you will, people that just subscribed and then unsubscribed or whatever. So let me see. But I will, looking back at the question, I will answer the question on the chicken, okay? Brian says, I have to tell you, your video music reminds me of 70 adult entertainment films. Never change. That's hilarious, Brian. You know, so the one thing, Brian, that it's difficult. I was never kind of a guy that put music on my videos. I started doing it recently. Now I do it religiously. Every video that I put out has some kind of music behind it. So there's a lot of information that we have access to as creators. And some of that is the age group of the people that are watching our videos, whether they're male or female. And so you got to take a look at that age group of the subscribers that are subscribed to your channel, and you have to feed them what they want. So, I can't be a clown on my videos because that's not what people want. I can be a clown off camera, and you can ask James, and you can ask a lot of people that have met me in the past. I like to have fun. I love to have fun, but when I'm on camera, I think I'm a little too serious. But I want to just get my message out there, and I don't want to offend anybody by being a clown or being a character or whatever. So you got to keep it kind of kosher, right, with everybody. So I look at the age group of the people, and they're people from the 35 to, I think it's 55 years old is the age group that the majority of my subscribers are. So you gotta think about the music that they're into. I can't be putting rap because that's not what they want to see or hear. I can't be putting I don't know, maybe they like classical or whatever, but I like blues. You can't go wrong with blues music. A lot of my background music is blues type music, but it's difficult trying to find the music that fits your subscribers, and it's barbecue. So when you think about barbecue, you think about blues. I'm sorry, maybe some country music, right? So a lot of my background music has been blues and country music because that's what barbecue is, and I'm in Texas, right? So I mean, born and raised in Texas, you got to love blues and you got to love country music. So that's what I go with. Great question, though, and I love that comment. One of my go-to pellets, I use B&B pellets. I only use B&B pellets. The oak is my favorite. I was on a train with Mesquite forever. Mesquite B&B pellets. But then I tried oak. I tried their hickory, which is really, really good. My hopper right now has some cherry in it, and I love that. So B&B is the only brand. I have used other brands, but the B&B, I can tell you, it doesn't leave a whole lot of ash. I've used what was that Walmart brand, Pit Boss brand. I used that for a little bit because it was cheap, but cheaper isn't always better, like we were talking about. B&B is good price and it's a good quality and it's pure wood. It's not doesn't have any fillers like a lot of pellet companies out there. Sorry, I skipped your question there, Rick. Yeah, the pickle smoker from Academy, those are nice. I've seen those offsets from Academy. Those are really nice smokers. I like them. Man, that beer is good. Theme Park Fanatic. That's a cool name. My Traeger is a mom. Yeah, nothing wrong with Traegers. Nothing wrong with any smoker, okay? I want to set the record straight. But some of that stuff is just cheap. The sous vide yuppies, yeah. I'm not a sous vide guy. I'm not. I don't believe in that. I'm not a guy that believes in boiling your food and then smoking it. But I've never eaten anything that was sous vide. I mean, I could be wrong. Man, that sausage making really kicked my butt, man. It got me tired because you're standing up for a long time. And I'm tired. I'm on vacation this week from work, so that's why I'm drinking. Blues and barbecue can't go wrong. Yeah, you can. You're hilarious, Rick. Have you tried using? No, Rick. You know that's a really good idea, though. I just don't know if you fill up your smoke tube with wood chips, if it'll continue to burn. Like pellets is like a fuse. You know, you fill it up so much with pellets that it burns on one end like a fuse, and it's going to carry over. I'm not sure if the smoke tube filled with the wood chips. It's a great idea, by the way. I don't know if they'll. You'd have to pack them pretty tight, I guess, and make sure you put it where the fan is to get the air to blow. But Rick, you might be onto something, man. You might be a trendsetter, buddy, with that one. I have tried applewood. It's applewood pellets, not applewood like splits. I would love to try it, but heck, I'm in El Paso, Texas. There's not a whole lot of apple trees here. Also, it works well. Really nice, Rick. I didn't know that. That's news to me, man. You ever Raul Rios? So I did. What did I do? One IBCA cook-off with my buddy Chris Webb from Bushmaster Barbecue. And that guy's a savage competition cook. Okay, look him up. I think he placed sixth in Mississippi. I think this past weekend. So that guy's a savage cook. So we went together and I cooked with him. And then James from Emin Claymore was up there. We met up with him and he cooked by himself. And Chris and I cooked together. IBCA is, man, it can be, I would love to do it. I think IBCA is way easier than KCBS because, number one, you're not cooking pork on IBCA. IBCA, you do half chickens, right? And that's easy. That's easy stuff. I love half chickens. I mean, I'm pretty savage when it comes to those. Obviously, competition style is a little bit different, but I would love to do more IBCA events. But I got to tell you, my first IBCA event on my ribs, you know, James was saying, hey, well, you got to make sure that your ribs are real nice and tender because they eat it with a fork, a plastic fork. And I was like, holy cow. So that kind of threw me for a loop because KCBS, you want it bite through. You don't want it to fall off the bone. But now you want to fall off the bone with IBCA. So I ended up overcooking my ribs to the point where I almost grabbed them and threw them in the trash and walked away. And Chris, God bless his soul, told me, hey, calm down, man. Calm the hell down. We got this. Let me slice them for you. So he sliced the ribs, and we ended up saving them. But he cooked a Wagyu brisket, and we just got our tails kicked in because we're not used to that. I wasn't used to that IBCA stuff, but I love the IBCA events. I think they're really friendly. The people, I had so much fun in Gonzales, Texas, in that IBCA event. I met Arnie Tex for the first time, and that guy's a hell of a man. Met some people from Gonzales, Texas. Just really friendly people. I think the IBCA stuff, or the KCBS people might be, I don't know. It's a different class, I think. They're all really good people, okay? But I would love to get into IBCA events for sure. I mean, there's just not a whole lot of IBCA events in my area. If I started, what is this? If I started a barbecue channel, my slogan would be leaving a badass carbon footprint. Oh, that's funny. Marty says lots of steel guitar plays. My dad played the steel for years. Very nice. And I have one. I have some music that's got a steel guitar in the background. Is there a Kamado Joe Lone Star pellet smoker? Uh, no, John. I really wanted the egg type smokers, like the Kamado Joe, and they just came out with a pellet style egg, or the Kamado. I think it's Kamado Joe that came out with it. Chef Tom from All Things Barbecue. I think he's about to release a video smoking on that thing. They're nice. I just don't know if that's for me. If I were to get a big green egg, I would love to get a big green egg. Um, I would like to get their biggest one, and I would love to smoke it. I think they're very efficient. I mean, those things are thick, and I think they're great smokers. You like country and barbecue? Hey, that makes two of us, man. Cheers. What is that? When you got RYF, what? I don't know what that means, Paul. Can you retype that comment? It does work. Oh, very nice. Put some Tejano. I don't know if there's a Tejano music with that epidemic sound that I use. Riot's watching your videos. I'm following him as well. Oh, very nice. Yeah, Rye's one of my favorites, man. There's a lot of really good channels out there, but Rye's a savage, man. I feed off of his videos so much. I think he's a great cook, one of the best, and he just delivers a good program on YouTube. I mean, he's soft spoken. He can be comical at times, but I think he's. I love Ray, man. He's a great man for sure, and he's helped me out a lot too. We've done a couple of collaborations, and he's mentioned me on his videos, which no doubt has gotten me subscribers. And yeah, Rise the Savage, man. I love Ray. Eagles. Yeah, so the bad thing about that kind of music, I mean, I would love to put the Eagles, like just the just the music on my videos, but the problem with that is you'll get hit for that. It's not allowed. Daddy Dutch, what's going on, Kent? Let me see here. Currently grinding peppers. Oh man, you know what, Kent? I have a little bit of that of your rub left. Excuse me. That's fantastic stuff, man. You guys know me all too well. You guys know my entries. That's funny. Is that I don't know how that happened, Rick. Now that you mention it, it's kind of funny that you mentioned my introduction, because I always say welcome back to my channel. I'm Joe Smoking Joe's Good Barbecue, because and that's just me, and that the whole see ya at the end of my videos. That's something that I never really thought about, but I look back at it now and I'm like, man, why did I start doing my introductions like that? And why do I say that see ya? I think I say see ya a lot, even when we're on the phone if I'm on the phone with somebody, I'll say see ya. That's just what I do. So it kind of fit well in my videos. It's kind of crazy thinking about it now. I'm kind of shy about it, I guess. But I say my introduction like that and the ending the way I do. Shaheen, what's going on, buddy? How are you, man? Good to see you on the chat, anyway. Let me see. Thank you, Katie. Appreciate that. Oh, come on, man. Shane, bro, you got into flying that freaking. I don't know what do you call those things? Like a glider, I guess. And so you got away from barbecue, man. But I got to tell you, sometimes like you did a video, Shane. I forgot where you were at, but there was I don't know if it was the ocean or a river. Or, no, it was like the ocean, I think. You were flying. You were flying in, and I woke up early one morning. I saw, oh, Shane's live or something. So he's flying this thing. Um, it's like a paper airplane with a motor on it, and oh man, I just had fun with that video. And you were answering me back, which is awesome. But yeah, man, we miss you on the smoker or the grills. But good to see you, Shane. Can you say Lisa? My mom loves your channel. Can you say Lisa? Oh, hello, Lisa. Katie Robinson. That's awesome, man. You know, one thing that I noticed is when I first started my YouTube channel, I had very low female audience. It was like 1% or something like that. And now it's like 9%. 9% of my subscribers are female, which is awesome to see. I think that women should grill and smoke and do barbecue. You just don't see a whole lot of females smoking or barbecuing or whatever. It's a male dominated thing, I think, for sure. But I love to see women do on the smokers or grills or whatever. Thank you, Dennis. I appreciate that, man. Cooking with Stephen and Jacqueline. Shane is practicing. He's fixing to put a Weber. Oh, that is hilarious, Rick. Come on, Shane, make it happen. What's that real small one? The Smoky Joe or whatever it is. That is hilarious. I can see it now, Shane. Well, I don't know. You'd have airflow problems. So, Shane, you would probably build a table to your left or to the right. Don't create a fire because your wings are right there, right? But I can see it. Put the vent towards you. Smoke something simple. Judy Ann, how are you? And Luis, welcome. Good to see you guys. Hey, look at this, guys. I'm glad you made it. So I had to find a spot for your sticker. Thank you, by the way. And there it is. You sent me two different stickers, like a real big one and a small one. And I couldn't find a spot for the big sticker. Now I want to put it on here. I was thinking of getting rid of this Get Smashed with Josh and Babe because I got two of theirs. So I have their sticker right here. I think I might get rid of the big one right here and then put yours right here. But I got you on my spray bottle, Judy Ann and Luis. Look at that. Just 8-8. Thank you for the stickers. Right, it's good to watch. Very nice. Ori. You started using mustard as a binder, and it's made an improvement on keeping the spice and taste. Makes you want to slap your mama. Very true, John. I don't know what it is about mustard. Oops. What did Shane say? I'll eat some food in the air, but not cooking food. Yeah, that's hilarious. How about making a sandwich on your glider? Make like a turkey sandwich when you're flying, but keep your eyes in front of you. So yeah, John, the mustard as a binder, it came highly recommended from oh God, what's his name? He's a pit master and he's worked at a lot of barbecue joints in Texas. I forget his name. Max. He's got a YouTube channel. I just can't think right now. But he's the one that reached out to me. He actually sent me a message and said, hey, try using mustard as a binder. And I never went back. So it works. Max from Texarkana Barbecue. Check out his YouTube channel. Great guy. Taco. Yeah, so Chuck Barbecue, he's a little savage, man. I like him. He was on with Ricer. Yeah, it was on with Ricer. I did comment. How did you find my channel, Taco Nachos? Is that where you found me through Ched's Barbecue? Ori Rogers, Puerto Pibil. No, I've heard of Cochinito Pibil before, and I want to try that Cochinito Pibil, but using a hog, a small hog. But you guys know that I'm into trying different cultures' food. I mean, I did some Persian, what they consider barbecue with the kebabs and stuff. Then I've done the Carolina stuff. Um, I'm gonna have to look at that Puerto Rican, but it sounds delicious. Yeah, Texarkana barbecue. That's right, Rick. Jake Fuda, what's going on? How are you? The cochinita. Okay, cochinita, baby. I want to try that using the whole hog, but it's not a big like a 80 pounder. It's a small hog. Um, yeah, it's definitely on my menu, on my calendar, I should say. But yeah, that sausage making video, I think you guys are gonna like that. I'm doing a turkey video and a sausage video. I just don't know which one I'm gonna release first. All right, Paul. Thanks for joining me in the chat, man. Appreciate you, bro. Thank you. God bless you too, man. Um, Little piggy. So I don't know. I know I got to get my turkey video out, but this sausage video is one that I've been wanting to do for so long, and I finally did it, and had a lot of fun with it. I'm not done. All I got to do tomorrow is smoke them. They're in my fridge. I got 95 sausages. Um, so I've got to either sell some sausages. um, I'll see, man. I've got to smoke them and see what they taste like. Before I sell anything, I want to make sure that it tastes good. Okay, so but I tried a little. I tried a little bit of the sausage mixture when I made the patty just to check the seasonings, and that was good. It just needed more black pepper, so I added more black pepper. And then again, I made half of the batch with the same sausage mixture, but I added some hatch green chili, some real hot stuff. So I can't wait for that. Blah, 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 blah. So John Anderson, you say release the turkey first, okay? So the turkey, Carrie. Good evening, by the way. I don't think I said hi to you. I am injecting it with foul play from LC Barbecue, and then I used his rub called Last Call. Um, that's a really good rub. It's got everything that I want on turkey. It's got a good amount of black pepper, paprika. It's got some brown sugar in it, a little bit of brown sugar, white sugar as well, and some other spices. So it's really, really good. In fact, let me see. Let me see if I have that picture here. So Philip is the gentleman that owns LC Barbecue, and he's a big competition cook. So he uses his rubs. Where is that? He uses his rubs in competitions. Look him up. It's Lucky Charms Barbecue, and he's a savage cooker, man. He's always cooking really, really good. Where's that? I know. Oh, here it is, Philip. So this is the. Let me see if it'll focus. So that's a turkey that he did with his rub and his injection. There it is. So he shared that with me. That was he actually. This was a at a cook off. 240 some odd teams. He came in sixth place with his injection and that rub. So that's got to tell you something. Okay, so I am using his foul play injection and then his rub called foul play. Um, and it's really good. I haven't used it yet, but I tasted out of the bottle and it's good. It's pretty savage. So yeah, Kerry, that's what I'm using. Pumpkin spice sausage. Kent, we were just talking about that yesterday or whatever, and I was getting ready to make the sausage, and well, I did it today, man. I jumped in, and it was nerve wracking at first, but next time it's going to be easier. Sweet heat, yeah, sweet heat's good. Oh, very nice. Let me see here. I think I missed a couple of questions. Brine the turkey? No, I'm not brining it, Joseph, because I'm injecting it. If I wasn't injecting, I would be brining. Ori, yes, Amazon Victory Lane is available on Amazon. Um, oh, Kent, I'm glad I went back to read your messages, man. Oh, very nice, Taco. So, Kent, bro, that would be savage. That rub, your rub on sausage, on a batch of sausage would be good, man. Because that your rub, dude, is really, really good. It's not hot. I mean, I don't know how this batch is, but pretty impressive plate collection. You know, do people still own China cabinets? That's not, I'm showing my age here. This China cabinet, yeah, that's some fine china with real silver linings or the edges or whatever. I think that's old. I feel like an old man having the china. But I don't know. You guys tell me. Do you guys own a china set? And do you have a china cabinet like this? I mean, it's not an antique yellow one or anything, but it's a more modern china cabinet, I think. Impressive plate collection. I just saw that. I'm going back to read some of these comments. Brian the Turkey, Joseph, I think I answered. You know, again, if I wasn't injecting, I would definitely brine. But since I'm injecting, I'm not going to brine. Yeah, Ken, your rub, dude. I don't know what you put in it other than the hot peppers and stuff. It's savage, bro. You can try some of that garlic jalapeno and some of that gold dust. Oh my goodness! So Ori, be careful with the gold dust. Um, Go very lightly. Okay, so the gold dust, it's a finishing rub from Victory Lane. But I got to tell you, so you guys know that James from MM Clayton Smokers came to my house. I don't know, a year and a half ago, I think. 2 years this December, I think now. So we had a little rub throwdown and rib throwdown because everybody, if James is coming over, there's gonna be some competition of some sort. So I challenged James to a rib cook off, and we ended up tying. And I think that what made the difference was that gold dust. I sprinkled it on the top just like that, and it gives you kind of a punch, a flavor punch. So be careful with it. If you're gonna put it on lightly. Thyron, what's going on, buddy? Good to see you, man. Thyron, I saw your sausage video. What I had seen it before when you released it. Man, it's been several months, but I saw it again today because I made some sausages, Thyron, and so I watched. If you have a sausage video on YouTube, I probably watched it. And Thyron, I saw yours. But let me show you this picture. I know you just got here, buddy, but let me show you the picture of my sausage. Let me see if that comes out here. There it is, right there. See that there, Thyron? Yeah, man. Finally made some sausage, buddy. And I saw your video. I'd seen it before, but I saw it again. So there's when I was linking them. So, Shane, I just saw your comment. You're hilarious, girl. Joe, on your knives, do you touch them up? Uh, Brian, you know what's? It's funny you mentioned that. Um, so the Dell Strong knives that I use, I was using the cut knives before, and then I was using a Hammerstall boning knife, and I thought that the Hammerstall was probably the chef's knife from Cut was probably one of the sharpest knives that I used, and it's sharp because I cut myself a couple of times with it. I can tell you that. And the boning knife from Hammerstall, I thought that those were really good knives, and they are really good knives. Okay, but I got to tell you something. These Dow Strong knives, um, they're something else. They fit right. They're super sharp. I cut myself already with the where's that? Well, you can't even see it. The scar is healed, but I cut myself um, from the tip of my finger to right here to the bottom right here, and it was like the second time I used that knife, and it went deep. I always wear a cut knife on my left hand, but for some reason this time I didn't have my glove on, and man, it sliced me up big time. But they are super sharp, and they work well. They're constructed really good. They're high quality. In fact, I've got something that I haven't even opened from Dow Strong. It's right here. So I'm going to be doing a review on this. This is their premium grill kit that they just released. Everybody needs a good grill kit. So I'm going to be doing a video on this. I haven't even opened it. I can't wait for it. But those knives, Brian, are super, super sharp. And it's funny you mentioned that because I've had those knives for a little bit and I've used them so long that now they need to be sharpened. So I just ordered my sharpening stones from Dow Strong. They have a really nice sharpening stone, a couple of different stones, different grits and stuff. So once those come in, I'm going to start sharpening my knives because they need to be sharpened already. Thank you, Thyron. Rick, you know what's funny? It's funny you mentioned that too, Rick, because I saw a sausage video and the guy made some chorizo. And more not like our type of chorizo like you would have on eggs or whatever, but it's more of a I don't know if it's French or Italian. They call it choriza or something like that. The thing is Portuguese, the Portuguese sausage. So this gentleman made that, and it would look really good. It's a spicy sausage like chorizo is as well, but chorizo is into something that you could just grill and eat it on a hot dog bun. But this Portuguese style sausage, I forget it's chorizo or something. I forget what it's called. Um, what's his name? That chef, Emerald Lagasse uses it a lot. But I will be making some chorizo as well. Yes, I'm doing an unboxing. I haven't done an unboxing video in forever. Um, but I'm excited about these grilling tools because I think that I've got I'm not even joking, probably 10 different spatulas. I got tongs like crazy. I've got silicone brushes to give away to all of my neighbors. I got cheap spatulas that kind of bend backwards. You got to bend them back. I can't wait to open that box and look at the quality and do a review on them, an unboxing, if you will. But I think I'm going to be pretty happy with it. So, and I'm going to throw all that other stuff away, and I think my wife will be happy that I'm getting rid of some of the stuff that's cluttering up our kitchen cabinets. David has a question. Let me look at that. David Charlesworth, you feel there's a difference between brisket taste, slow and hot and fast? David, that's a really good question. Somebody asked me that in one of my videos recently. So, and I'll kind of walk you through my thought process. So, I was that guy that smoked a brisket for 17 hours and, really loved that flavor, that low and slow flavor. And there is a difference. But I have figured out now to cook the same style brisket, but cook it a little bit hotter, like 275, but keep it at 275 the entire cook. Um, I figured out a way to smoke that 17-hour brisket in 8 hours, and it tastes just the same. Um, so I'm a hot and fast guy now. I was a low and slow guy, and the reason I switched is because I was never really familiar with the hot and fast. It scared me, thinking, "Man, you're smoking at that really high temperature." Now if I cook ribs and it's 300 degrees, it's not. It doesn't scare me. And briskets at 275, man, they come out savage. I mean, you guys have seen a lot of my more recent brisket videos. Um, those briskets are savage. I mean, I got a 3-part series video out there. I got a Texas brisket. Look at those videos right there. Those are 8-hour briskets, and they are savage, David. So you can accomplish the same thing, especially on an offset. You can't do it so much on a pellet smoker, but an offset, you can definitely cook it hot and fast, get a good bark, and get that good flavor. So hot and fast is, if you ask me today, my answer is hot and fast. You would have asked me, David, a year and a half ago, it would have been low and slow. Let me see. Basque style chorizo. Yeah, it does. I don't know if it's Judy Ann or Luis watching, but Luis, if it's you watching, get Judy Ann to buy it for you. Let me see. 2 guys in the cooler is doing a sausage month. A sausage video every day? Oh, man, I'm going to have to look at that, Taco. Thank you, man. I'm going to have to look at that. Hang on. Let me look at it now. Excuse me, guys. If I don't look at it now, I'm going to forget. 2 guys in a cooler? All right, I'm going to look them up. All right, I'm subscribed, and I will leave him a comment and check out the video. Thank you for that info. Jazzy Moon, hello. TNT Barbecue, Goodwill. Cowbird. That's a goal of mine. I mean, is it? I don't know. Is it in the future? I think so. I mean, it's a dream of mine to be able to open up a barbecue place. That's why I go around and letting people taste the food and which one they like, because that's, I want to, make sure that they like the flavor profiles and stuff. Sometimes I sell briskets at a lower price because I want them to check out a new rub or a new way of doing something. I invite people over for ribs and just to taste, just to get their idea. But yeah, down the road, I mean, that's a dream of mine to be able to open up a barbecue place. But I don't know the first thing that I can cook. But as far as, and I think I'd be a pretty good businessman, watching my profit levels and stuff like that. But getting started, I know nothing about it. But yeah, definitely a dream of mine. Kirby, what's going on, man? It's Mario. What's going on, buddy? Joe opens up a restaurant every April 1st. Oh, Rick, dude, dude, I still have people asking me, hey, so how's your restaurant doing? I was like, man, that was an April Fool's joke. I'm going to go till I finish this beer, and I'm about two sips away. Yeah. Yeah, Kirby, what do you think about that taco video, man? I think you left a comment. I don't think I've answered you, but oh, nice, man. Good luck with that, Kirby. Yeah, I just made some sausages today, Kirby. I've got a video coming out. The one that I know you'll like is the green chili sausage. It's half beef, half pork. So I used a prime brisket. It was a 12 and a half pound prime brisket, and then I used 12 and a half pounds of pork shoulder. So 50-50 mixture, beef and pork sausage. And I added some green chili to half of that batch. Kirby, I think that you'll love it, man. Woo, doggy. Is that a 24-ounce can? No, dude. I got big old gorilla hands. Look at this. I make this look like a what's that energy drink? Red Bull. You know the real thin Red Bulls. I mean, look at I can almost reach my fingers almost reach around the entire can. I'll make it look like a Red Bull can, right? Man, I make this look like a 6-ounce can. Oh, very nice, bro. Bro, Kirby, I would love to see your take on that, bro. Mexican holiday videos. I love it. Heck yeah, Kirby. Rocking that Tecate, bro. You know that. All right, Kerry, good night. Good to see you, man. You guys stay safe over there. Heck yeah, Rick. Or Kirby, I'm rocking that Tecate, bro. When was the last time you saw somebody drink a Tecate? I know Rick is from Tecate, Mexico, but he's coming back to Texas. You know what? Is Tecate really made in Tecate, Mexico? I don't even know that. This is a stupid question. But Rick, does Tecate have to do anything with Tecate, or where's this thing made? Brewed and canned by HBBV Amsterdam. What? Imported by Cervezas Mexicanas, White Plains, New York. Tecate is a registered trademark. Cervezas Cuauhtémoc, Moctezuma. Doesn't say. Made in New York City. Stu, man, you're showing your. It says that it's imported by Cervezas Mexicanas, White Plains, New York. Huh. What? So, Rick, I'm thinking that the Tecate that's made in Mexico stays in Mexico. Is that correct? It's a Baja beer. Dang, Rick. But I think that if I'm correct, Rick, I think that the Tecate that's made there in Tecate, Mexico, stays in Mexico. That's cheap. That last swig where you get the beer salt at the bottom, it's the best. Yeah, probably. So Tecate, if you guys have never drank it before, it's a lager beer. It's a good chill beer, like a chill out, hang out. It's a beer that you could probably start drinking on Saturday morning. And Saturday night, you're going to be feeling pretty good, but it's not going to get you stupid drunk. It's just a good sipping beer. It's a good kickback beer. So if you guys have never had it, I highly recommend it. It's a good beer. Turning in from Detroit, Michigan. All right, Manny boy. Welcome, man. I get quarts for like $2. So you drink this stuff, Kirby? It has sand in it. That's hilarious. But if you serve Mexican 32 ounces, they wrap them in paper. Very nice. You know what? I got when I was younger, I met this guy, and I still know him. He's a mechanic. I was a tech or mechanic before too, and he lived in Juarez, Mexico, which is right across the border from us. So he goes, "Hey, come over to my house." He speaks perfect English, and he had his family in Juarez, Mexico, and he goes, "Hey, why don't you come over to Juarez?" And we worked at Pet Boys together, and And he said, "Come over and let's have some beers or whatever." So I went, drove over there, and I drank Carta Blanca. Carta Blanca is probably um, they sell it in quarts, and it's real popular in Mexico. And like Kirby said, you buy it and they wrap it in a paper sack or even newspaper to keep it cold. Man, I have never been so drunk in my life like that night. I mean, I ended up spending the night in Mexico. It sounded like a country song, right? Spending the night in Mexico. But Carta Blanca, holy cow, man! It's a strong beer, and they sell them in caguamas. A caguama is a big 32-ounce bottle, and so you go to the store. There's even a deposit. I don't even know if there's still a deposit on the because it's such a big bottle, and they call it a caguama. So there's a deposit when you go to the store to buy a caguama. They charge you a deposit if you don't have a cord to turn in, almost like buying parts from O'Reilly, like an alternator. So we ended up getting so drunk that night, and never again did I touch that Carta Blanca beer. If you guys have ever had that Carta Blanca, you guys know what I'm talking about. If you haven't, and you're in Mexico, skip the other beers. Get a couple of Carta Blanca caguamas, big old 32 ounces, and with those two, I guarantee you, you will be feeling pretty darn good. So your job is the borderline. Nice, man. Kirby, come down to El Paso, bro. Shiner Bock is good. That's too strong for me. I've never had tortuga beer, caguamas, bushy bato, man. You know what I'm talking about, bro. There's a couple of places where you can get a michelada made with 32 ounce tecate, and man, the best for three. Man, dude, a michelada for $3 with a tecate 32 ouncer. Sign me up, bro. That's good stuff. They still do deposits, Rick? I know they do like the Cokes when you go buy a case of soda because they're bottled. You have to have a core, so it doesn't surprise me. I mean, Mexico's got so many people, and they try to recycle as much as possible, and I'm sure that's why they do it. Why am I watching this? I don't know. Samacenta drew a thing. I don't know, but thanks for watching, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button on your way out, buddy. You should have one before moving, Rick. Rick, I know you're going to be driving past. No, I don't need for you to bring me a kawama. I can go down to Juarez and bring him. But Mexican OE, that's true, man. Hey, Darren, you know what I'm talking about, bro. That old English, that's exactly what Carta Blanca is. It's a savage beer, bro. It'll knock you out, man. They sell buckets 2 or 3 or 5 where I was. Sol or Carta Blanca on ice. Botanita, aka snacks. Oh yeah, man. Con deposito. That's right, Bushy Bato. You know what I'm talking about, bro. They make the michelada to go. Whew. Negra Modelo. Yeah, that's another strong one. I've got some Modelos, Negra Modelo in my fridge in my garage. So before Christmas, Rick is moving back to Texas. Oh, David, I still have his comment up there. There we go. You're packing right now. So, Rick, did you buy that house there in Tecate, or are you renting it, or what's the deal there, man? Or did you buy it and you got to sell it, or you going to keep it? What's the story? Don't mean to get in your business, but it's interesting. Bro, the tequila in Mexico is not even rated. It's just called alcohol. Oh, shoot. I know, Rick, you loaded up on smokers, man. Okay, you're renting. Bro, you loaded up on smokers, man. You got a nice little setup back there, bro. Yeah, you would need a U-Haul just to bring back the smokers. And are you going to bring back the wood, or are you going to leave it there? You mostly drink Modelo. I like Modelo. It's just not a beer for me. I'm a Tecate fan. I like the Corona beer. That's a savage and a half beer. My go to everyday beer is Lone Star. No, that's what I drink. How'd you do, baby?
My teammate left, so then we lost all of our points. But we got 17 points. So.
Oh. Hey, baby. You guys want to see the sausages that I made? Put a 1 in the chat if you want to see the tray of sausages that I just made. They're not cooked; they're raw, but I'll show them to you. You guys get to see it before the video comes out. Put a 1 in the chat if you guys want to see that. I'll have my daughter bring me the tray. Oh, you guys want to see it? Baby, yes. Can you bring me that tray of sausage that's in the fridge? Mm-hmm. And another one of these? Careful. Uno. 1. All right. So she's going to go grab it. She's going to grab me another beer. So I guess I can chill out with you guys a little bit more. I have nothing better to do. I'm on vacation. I mean, what am I going to do? I can't go to the movies. He can't go anywhere. So what are people? 69. Shane is still here. All right. Bushy, there you go. That's funny. I'm pretty happy with the way the sausages came out, man. I'm really happy. I can't wait to smoke some of them and cook them tomorrow. And it's interesting in the sausage making. I told you guys that I made a bunch of. I watched a bunch of YouTube videos, and I read a lot of articles. And you read, you get to, you can almost figure out what you're going to do before you even do it because you've read so much on how to do it. So you have to leave the sausage sitting in the fridge overnight because it develops this coating on the outside, this pellicle. So look at this, guys. look at this. Look at this. These are my green chili sausages, but is this a tray of sausages or what? Man, these are savage, guys. Look at this. So some of these are, man, look at how fat they are. You can see some of the green chili in there. But yeah, this is half beef, half pork. So, man, they smell really good. Here, baby. Mama. Oh. So I'll have her put those back in the fridge. But, one thing I've noticed is that they've really puffed up just sitting there. They're like really thick. So, yeah. Thyron, I didn't. Thank you, baby. Mm-hmm. Thyron, I didn't use powdered milk. I think in your video that I watched, in fact, I know that you did, but you used pork. Yours was pork sausage. So the powdered milk, obviously it's a protein, and you can use it to kind of bind it together. I did not use powdered milk on these sausages. But I have seen where I saw several videos where people use powdered milk. It's kind of a split. Actually, not even a split. I think 25% of the people use powdered milk, and some of them don't. I didn't use any curing salts or anything like that because I'm not going to smoke them at a low temperature. And when you smoke at a low temperature, obviously you're kind of in that danger zone of creating bacteria and not good stuff, right? So I'm not going to smoke these at a low temperature. I'm going to smoke them at 250 degrees, or maybe at 225. But the powdered milk acts as a binder, kind of helps emulsify the sausage a little bit more. But I just added water, 2 cups of water to 25 pounds, I think is what I ended up using. And that gave me that texture, that real pasty texture where it just kind of sticks to your hand, doesn't fall off. But yeah, I didn't use powdered milk. Yes, Bushy. I'm on vacation. I don't know if you heard that, so I can drink all night. What? Did you say I don't think so? You want to bet? You want to make a bet, woman? How much you want to bet? So, Kirby, your first sausage is going to be a chorizo? Nice, man. Very nice. Make some tacos. Yeah, I'm tired, Rick. That was a lot of, dude, 95 freaking sausages, bro. Um, it was fun. It was a learning curve, you know, for me, and I had fun with it. I just noticed a couple of them had some air pockets, and those weren't on there earlier. Um, I think the spices and stuff are coming together inside the sausage, so that might be causing those little air pockets. But those air pockets don't even bother me. I reached out to my cousin that owns a sausage shop here in El Paso, and he said to use a safety pin or a bobby pin and just poke it. You know, so I've got to clean it with alcohol and wash it and stuff, right? So if I see air pockets like that, I'm just going to poke them with my with a little bobby pin, get the air bubble out of it. So I use a 70-30 blend of meat to fat and spices. Yeah, so I ended up a brisket, a whole pack of brisket is going to give you kind of that 75% to or 70 to 30 ratio. But it all depends on, because some briskets, they leave a really big decal on it. If it's a really big decal, you're going to be in at 65% meat to 35% fat. So this brisket was probably in that 70-30, and the pork shoulder was probably an 80-20. Looking at the fat cap, it had a good fat cap, just not the thickest fat caps that I've seen. You want a good quarter-inch to half-inch fat cap on your pork shoulder. If it's like that, you're going to end up at that 70-30 ratio. So these sausages are probably, I mean, if you were to really get technical, it's probably, I don't know, 26 to 28% fat on the sausage, because of the pork shoulders not having the fat cap that it usually does is why I'm thinking it's going to be a little bit leaner. Now, when I fried the patty in a frying pan prior to putting the sausage in the casings, it released a lot of grease, like ground beef normally would, like a 70-30 kind of. So I'm pretty happy with it. I can't wait to smoke them tomorrow and taste them. You're currently building a 200-gallon smoker. Any tips and tricks you would suggest I incorporate into your build that you've learned over the years to enhance your experiences? Yeah, Michael. The one thing with smokers, even my Frontier, well, not so much on my Frontiersman because I have tuning plates that run from the firebox all the way to the exhaust. A lot of smokers, though, you lose that first foot of space that's close to the firebox. So you want to make sure that figure that piece out so that it's usable real estate. So I think what that's going to mean is that you move the intake from the firebox. Maybe you move it up a little bit so it's not right there, like on that first foot of your smoker. I was watching a chat. I think it was either on CJ's chat or Dogfather's chat, where he had the gentleman from Backline Fabrication Smokers on, and he says that you can cook right up against his firebox. So I don't know what he's doing, the design that he has, but I would reach out to him and see what he does so that you can use that real estate, that first foot to foot and a half right out of your firebox. So and then the stack placement is obviously crucial as well. Yeah, it depends if you're a hot and fast guy or if you're a low and slow. That stack placement has a lot to do with it. So you want it, my stack on the Frontiersman is kind of up a little bit. But that stack placement has a lot to do with your style of cooking. So look into the stack placement and look into that airflow right out of your firebox. I think that's the one recommendation that I would recommend. Do something so that you don't lose that real estate right there. Now, that first foot though, it can also be good for you, because if you need to finish off some chicken, or you need some ribs to finish off some ribs or a brisket or whatever, and you want to speed it up, man, you can easily move it to that hot section and speed up your cooking process, speed up your cooking time. So I use my frontiersman for that. If I need to speed up a brisket, I'll move it over to the right side to that hot zone, and it's done a lot quicker. But again, I have tuning plates. I don't have the fire is not right there, right out of my firebox. I've got a tuning plate that controls the fire and carries it all the way to the left side of the stack. Brisket barbacoa tacos. Yes, Chris. Buddy, those tacos, like we actually had it. We had tacos that night, and I had 5 tacos that night. The 5 tacos on that video that were on that cutting board are the tacos that I had for dinner. Now, we didn't have any sides or anything, so it was just the tacos, okay? And then the next day, we had tacos again. Oh, no, my wife made some sopa, I think. The next day, my wife said, "What do you want for dinner?" I said, "Hey, well, we have a ton of that meat. Let's have some tacos again." So we had tacos for dinner again that night, and man, they were savage. That brisket barbacoa, guys, I got to tell you, it's a game changer, man. And I think that the seasonings, the rubs that I used, is what made that. It's a brisket. It's a brisket, but the rubs that you use on it kind of turn it into that barbacoa-ish style cooking. Now, traditional barbacoa is using a cow's head with the cheeks and stuff, and the eyeballs and everything included, and you just chop it all up together, or goat as well. That's traditional. This was a knockoff barbacoa, but it was savage. I told my wife that's probably one of the best videos that I've done, because of how good it tasted. Not so much the quality and all that other stuff. I mean, but it was just a really good video. There's not a whole lot of videos out there. In fact, I saw one video that's close. One of my subscribers actually sent me a link to it, and he seared it, I think, on a grill. His wasn't smoked. I decided to smoke mine for 2 hours and then baste it. So there's not one video on YouTube that has done it that way. So, I mean, that video should do pretty well. If it catches wind and people want to make barbacoa out of a brisket, that video should do very well, because there's not one like it on the internet or on YouTube. Ori, the pork steak video was savage too, man. I gotta tell you, the last cooks that I've done, I'm thinking outside the box and doing things that I'm not used to doing, right? And those pork steaks were savage. I've never met her before. In fact, I think that they're closed. Snow's Barbecue, since this pandemic started, they've been closed. But I would love to meet Miss Tootsie. I mean, she's an icon, right, in the barbecue industry, or barbecue world. Am I buffering? Michael Grubbs, I've been worried about my baffle burning too hot. Yeah, that baffle placement, I think, is crucial, man. And I'm not a smoker builder, but I got to tell you that you have to watch that. So reach out to the guy from Backline Fabrication. I think that he'll help you, man. If my wife is washing the dishes from my sausage video, you got to clean the grinder, the stuffing container. I used a lot of measuring cups and stuff like that. Hey, can you give me that piece of paper that's on the chopping board just right there, please? That butcher paper. Let me see. Yeah, but that sausage video was savage. So you guys want to see the recipe to my sausage? Look at this. So I laid everything out. You had to figure out the grams and the percentage of salt, and look at this. Here is my recipe. This is what went into my sausage. But I'm saving this because I wrote down what went into my first batch of sausage I ever made. So I think I'm going to save this and frame it. And I explained the whole grams to pounds and the salt ratio percentage in my video, so you guys can, if you guys are going to get into sausage making, you have an idea of what spices to put on your sausages and stuff. So Kirby, gonna make the same thing. Very nice, man. I like it, Kirby. So Stu, the wife liked the pork steak video. Yeah, those pork steaks, I gotta tell you, man, those were, and you know what? That was a lot of pork steaks, and we ate maybe 2 of those pork steaks. The rest are in my deep freeze. So I wish a lot of you guys were here in El Paso, man. You can come over and take some pork steaks, take some brisket, take some of the brisket barbacoa. Yes, it is, Ori. You know what's funny is when I made that video, I didn't know that that's what they were called, armadillo egg video. And I think I mentioned in that video that I love the movie Saving Private Ryan. And towards the end of the movie, when they're out of ammunition but they have these sticky bombs, and they make these bombs out of I don't know what it is, C4, and they all take their socks off, and they dip it in grease, I think it is, and they stick it to the tanks, and they explode, or they were tossing them to blow people up. So that's my all-time favorite movie. So I said, I'm going to call this Sticky Bombs. And I ended up stuffing a jalapeno and then wrapping it in ground beef, and then wrapping the ground beef in bacon. Man, my mouth is watering because those things were good. And I've only made them once. That was my first time ever making them. And I call them Sticky Bombs because of that Saving Private Ryan movie. But later on, I think they're called armadillo eggs. But I don't know of anybody that has quite done them the way I have done them. Again, I think outside the box a little bit. Yeah. So Brian, the problem with the boneless pork shoulder is that, so these butchers, and I think Costco sells them boneless. These butchers, when they take out that blade bone, they kind of butcher that pork shoulder. Now, those boneless pork shoulders work really good for the sausage that I made today because I didn't have to trim around the bone. It just made the process a little bit faster. Now you pay $1.99 a pound doing it that way, so you're paying $1 more per pound. So if you're getting a 20-pound pork shoulder, you're paying $20 more for somebody to take the blade bone out. It's real simple to take out. But if boneless is your thing, do it. I bought boneless, just 2 small shoulders for the sausage video. But yeah, they butcher them. It's not. I don't think it's good for pork steaks, man. You got to get the bone-in pork shoulder and have your butcher slice it, and have them cut on their bandsaw so it slices that bone nice and straight, and then rinse it off under the sink because you get a lot of bone fragments. You don't want to bite into that. Yeah, that pork steak was savage, man. Hey, Rick, you stop by, bro. I'll load you up. Yeah, that is a great movie, Rick. I call it Saving Ryan's Privates, but it's Saving Private Ryan. That's a great movie. That one and Full Metal Jacket. Those are my 2 favorite movies of all time. How many meats can you fit in a typical smoker? It depends on how big that smoker is, Patrick. You need to cook for 150 people this Saturday. What are you cooking? So it depends on what you're cooking, man. If you're doing pulled pork, it's probably the easiest way and the cheapest way to go. Um, it depends. It depends on like on my frontiers, man. That's a big smoker. I could easily feed if I'm doing three meats. Let's say I do. Let's say I do. Well, hell, now I'm making sausage, right? So I can add sausage to that mix. But hell, the sausage I can smoke in my pellet smoker. But if you're doing pork, brisket, and let's say turkey, you can do it. You can do it in the frontiersman for 150 people, easy. You just have to do your math on the meat serving ratio. And if you're serving three meats, people aren't going to serve themselves half a pound of each meat. Heck, it's not even going to be a quarter pound of each meat. It's going to be less. That's a lot of meat. You're thinking, if you serve a quarter pound of brisket, quarter pound of pulled pork, and quarter pound of, or a sausage link is a quarter of a pound. These sausages that I made today are probably a third of a pound. That's a lot of food plus your sides. If you're having a mac and cheese or beans and a roll, that's a lot of food. So you can do it for 150 people because it's not a buffet. You're just making them a plate. Gunny full of metal jacket. Gunny, Gunny in full metal jacket. Yeah, you don't know what to cook. Oh, so I mean, if you can cook a brisket, do brisket. Do pulled pork. Pulled pork is a must because you can feed a lot of people with pulled pork. And 150 people. Here, I'll do the math with you right now. How's that? I'll help you out here, buddy. So if you get now, you got to remember that it's going to render off a little bit, okay? So you have 150 people, and you feed them a quarter of a pound of meat of pulled pork. You're going to need 38 pounds of pulled pork or 38 pounds of pork shoulder, but that's cooked pork shoulder. So a pork shoulder, depending on the size, you can get some that are probably 8 pounds a piece. So you figure 38 pounds of pork shoulder. If you can get, let me see, you're going to lose about 50 to 60% weight. Okay. So you need about 70 pounds of pork shoulder raw. 70 pounds. So write that down, Patrick. 70 pounds of pork shoulder will feed 150 people. Now, you might have a little bit left over, but that's a quarter of a pound, them having a quarter of a pound a piece of cooked pork shoulder. Because again, just because you're buying 70 pounds doesn't mean you're going to end up with 70 pounds of pork shoulder because the fat's going to render and you will lose about 50 to 60% of that weight, just like a brisket. So 70 pounds of pork shoulder. Briskets, if you're feeding them a quarter of a pound, again, 150 people, same ratio. 150 people uh, times times 0.25 is 38 pounds of cooked brisket. So you're going to need 70 pounds of briskets. If you get, let me see, 70 pounds, get some small briskets. Don't get them too big. Maybe about 14 pounders. You need 5 briskets. If you get smaller ones, you're going to need more. If you get bigger ones, you're going to need less. But it's a quarter of a pound per person of cooked brisket. And then do something simple. Your third side, you can do sausages or you can do chicken. You can do turkey breast. But again, use that same formula. Okay. So hopefully that helps you, man. Freaking Rick. You're right, Rick. Hey, Luis, have a good night, buddy. Later, Bobby. Barbecue sides, beans. My favorite side is beans. I like a good macaroni salad. Um, I'm not a fan of restaurant potato salad. I'm a fan of the potato salad that my wife makes. That's savage. That is the best potato salad on earth. But the restaurant stuff, not a big fan. Uh, I'm a big fan of my wife's potato salad, man, and my family. It's mainly a family potato salad because of the way we make it. It's got olives, um, hard boiled egg in it. It's got mayonnaise, a little bit of mustard, salt, pepper, celery, um, and I think that's it. It's real simple potato salad. So those are my favorite sides. Yeah, exactly, Rick. It's so easy. Pulled pork is so easy. It's hard to screw up. I mean, even if you overcook it, it's going to be good because you can put sauce on it or whatever, right? Bless you, babe. Mac and cheese. Yeah. So you got to figure 38 pounds of food of cooked food, yielded food, is what you're going to need to feed 150 people at a quarter of a pound a piece. But again, I say a quarter of a pound, and that's a lot because again, quarter pound of brisket, quarter pound of pulled pork, quarter pound of chicken or turkey or sausage, plus the sides. Man, you're going to have 2 pounds of food. Nobody eats 2 pounds of food. That's a lot of food. I mean, I know some people that can, right? But that's a lot of food. So you might have some extra, but just if it's for your mom or somebody's wedding or a customer, just tell them that you might have some left over. But you have to the portions are gonna have is gonna have to be controlled by somebody because people see like if my mouth is watering because I haven't had dinner. Having a liquid dinner, but people see a good looking brisket, guys, at a wedding or whatever, at a party, and they'll want to load up on that brisket. And somebody has got to control those portions for the guest. So, in a lot of weddings, especially Mexican weddings, um, the, the 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 mom and the aunts and all that serve the food, so they're the ones fixing the plate. So they have control of how much is going on each plate, and everybody gets the same size plate. There's no, hey, do you want brisket or sausage, or do you want brisket or ribs, or there's none of that. Everybody gets the same thing on their plate. If you don't like it, don't eat it, right? But if it's going to be that type of wedding, or if people are going to be walking by with a plate and say, yeah, I'll have some extra, let me have some more brisket, let me have some more brisket, you're going to run out of brisket before anything else. Because people, especially if it's good brisket, people are going to tear that stuff up. So what I would recommend is to have somebody serving the plates, okay? And the portions are the same. And if you're going to be there, you can weigh it out. Have a little scale and weigh out a quarter of a pound and make a plate and say, guys, this is what I need the plates to look like right here. 2 slices of brisket, a small pile of pulled pork, and whatever your third meat is going to be. And I think that you'll be good. Okay, that way you don't run out of something. Yeah, Mario, never like store bought potato salad. It's terrible. I won't even eat it. The potato salad from Rudy's Barbecue is decent, but it's not something that I go out of my way to get for sure. Smoked cheesy potatoes. You know who's got a smoked cheesy potato recipe? Is my brother Thyron. But Rick, that's a good idea, man. Cheesy potatoes, bro. It's filling. It's cheap. Borracho beans and rice. Man, that's what I'm talking about. Yes, Pablo, it is. So, uh, my very first smoker was a Weber. Um, what is it? Not the Weber kettle, man. I can't even think right now. A Weber Smoky Mountain. That was my very first smoker. Um, the pellet smoker teaches you how to cook. Okay, because you're cooking, you're not having to worry about, man, do I put another split of wood or whatever? How much charcoal do I put? Pellet smokers takes the guessing game out of fire control. But I got to tell you, people say, "Oh, that's cheating with a pellet smoker," or they call them easy bake ovens, whatever. So because you're not having to worry about fire control, you can focus more on your cooking and focus more on your cooking as far as the rub, the times, and all that good stuff. The things that the smoker can't control is what you're seasoning with, how long you cook it for, any of that stuff. You control that. But learning to cook on a pellet smoker is, I think, where everybody needs to start because it takes that out of the equation. You just gotta season and cook it right and have your temps right. Once you figure that out and start to get bored with the pellet smoker and say, man, I want a more smokier flavor, then you can get into your offset. But now that you got the cooking stuff done, well, you've added another big piece to the equation, and that's that fire control. And that's where you really learn to cook barbecue because you're controlling the fire, you're controlling the smoke flavor, you're controlling everything. It's a manual operation, like a bicycle. You're the one turning the pedals, and you're the one controlling the speed. But yes, I highly recommend. Pellet smokers weren't around back when I started smoking. And then I started hearing about it, and I felt the same way. It's kind of like cheating. It can't be good. But you guys have seen a lot of my videos, man. My Yoda is a savage smoker. So yes, that's a long answer. Yes, yeah. Don't forget the UDS. Yeah, that's a good one too. Mm-hmm. Exactly, bro. Oh, Kirby, using your offset in the winter, bro, when it's ice cold outside and you're smoking, you're smoking your food, and you're standing next to that firebox to keep it warm. Maybe a little coffee with some Kahlua or something stronger. Man, nothing better. My Weber is a year-round grill. It is. Weber Smoky Mountain Pit, bro. Yes, Mario, you're right. Man, this beer is too damn smooth, and it's delicious with some beer salt. So, guys, we talked some barbecue. We talked sausage making. We talked some beer drinking. Rick and I went back and forth on the quality of pellet smokers or quality of smokers, which is important. But I think somebody mentioned, buy what you can afford, right? So it's a good chat, man. We're going on right at 2 hours. I got 2 minutes before I get off, guys. I'm going to take it to 2 hours, then I'm going to get off. So is there no juiciness when using a pellet smoker? They cook brisket and it's pretty dry. Freaking Rick. So Pablo, that is a good question. So again, you're in control of what happens to your brisket. Okay. Yes, I can cook a brisket for 20 hours, and I did a brisket video, and that's actually I smoked it on my pellet smoker for it's a 3-part series on my channel on smoking a brisket. I smoked it forever. I think it was like 18, 19 hours on my pellet smoker, and that brisket was juicy. Now, it's not as juicy as an offset. My offset smoker brisket that I smoked for 8 hours is going to be juicier than the pellet smoker, but because it's done in 8 hours, it's not exposed to that heat. Wrapping it, I think, and what you wrap it in has a huge difference in your overall result of that brisket. Do you wrap in butcher paper? Do you wrap in foil paper? All of that plays a part in it on how your brisket turns out. That's why I'm saying, as a pellet smoker, you control all that. You control whether you inject it. You control whether you use foil. You control whether you use butcher paper or you use nothing at all. I guarantee you, a lot of those dry briskets are probably because they didn't wrap it at all. And knowing when to wrap, because you can wrap too late. If you wrap too late, there's no more juice in the brisket. It's gone. So when you wrap it, it's still going to speed up the process, but that brisket's not as juicy. Okay, but there's things that you can add to that foil wrap. You can add, who's got some Savage, Cosmos Q has a brisket mop that I've mixed with beef broth I think it's 50-50 or something like that. I forget the mix ratio. But if you have a dry brisket and you go to wrap it in foil, put some of that Cosmos Q brisket mop. You will not have a dry brisket. That's good stuff. So again, Pablo, great question, man. You control all that stuff, though. Freaking Rick. Rick is Team Green Mountain Grill, and Rick is Team Supple Busters. Anybody else? You're also part of Team B&B, aren't you, Rick? I'm part of Team B&B too, bro. So I love it, Rick. Guys, it was good chatting with you guys tonight. I'm right at 2 hours. I'm going to finish off my beer and help my wife clean the kitchen because I left a mess with the sausage making. Maybe she's done washing, and I won't have to do much. But yeah, it was good hanging out with you guys. I hadn't been on live for a while, but I'm on vacation this week, so I've got all the time in the world to be on and chat with you guys. It was a great chat, good topics, great questions. I appreciate you guys. Thanks for watching my videos. Thanks for joining me on this live. You guys have a great rest of your hump day. If you're not on the East Coast, there's no more hump day left. But if you're anywhere else, enjoy the rest of your hump day and enjoy the rest of your week. You guys stay safe. See you guys.